Welcome everyone to the Habs Tonight post-game show. Tough loss tonight, 2-1 against the Leafs. We go down 2-1 in the series. Stefi, I'll just throw it to you. First thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, my first thoughts are it sucks that much more when we came so close at the end there. Suzuki, I mean, the puck was in the air, but he almost tapped it in. Caufield had a good chance at the end. Like, if we could have pushed it to overtime, who knows what could have happened. And yeah, that's what really stings tonight. But it's still only 2-1, another game tomorrow.
That's it. Yeah, that third period was amazing. I loved every second of it. That last little 5 minutes where we were buzzing around the net. It's fun to see, and it's encouraging, like you said, for tomorrow. Like, we're playing right back. So if we end the game with momentum, maybe we'll start the other one with it. But I mean, we have to touch on the Carey Price save because that was
Oh my God.
fantastic. It's got to be save of the year. Like, there's no question about it.
I'm not even surprised anymore, but so many times tonight too. Like, Marner and Matthews had like 3 chances on one play. But yeah, that one save we should spend more time talking about. It looked like he angled the stick purposely and I mean, he got fooled a bit. Nylander faked a shot and he was pulled really far out of the net, but to jump back there, I think Spezza took a little too long, but incredible save. And he kept us in there the entire night.
That's it. I mean, it reminded me of last year in the bubble where he saved Suzuki's life, right? When he blocked that shot against Philly, he saved his life. But tonight he saved us, and we weren't able to save him. Man, that like Suzuki's goal was nice, but we weren't able to generate that much offense aside from the third period. What do you think has to change in the next game for that?
Yeah, just to touch on that, Campbell played well, but I don't think we tested him much. Like, Price was tested and he showed up. Campbell wasn't really tested. He made easy saves, a lot of glove shots. Like you said, Suzuki's goal was nice. And again, that came after Price went to the bench during a TV timeout, pumped up the guys, and Suzuki scored. So that's also showing the factor of Price in the playoffs. But yeah, for next game, they just need, like you said, keep the momentum from the third, but also losing Lehkonen early there is brutal. Shuffling the lines, like Caufield was double shifting at the end, but with guys double shifting, especially before a back-to-back, like that's not what we needed. So it sucks. I hope Lehkonen's okay. I think it was a high hit on him, but
yeah, that's it. He got Sandin's shoulder in the head or something, man. And it kind of reminded me of when Price got his concussion. Like, it didn't seem that bad at first, but like hearing him talk about it, it was pretty gnarly. So, we're really hoping that Lecky can come back tomorrow with nothing serious. That's a guy that we need defensively on the PK. He's huge. So yeah, we really need him back. But like you talked about Cole Caufield here, and I mean, we have to mention him because he played amazing. I loved his game tonight. I was really nervous because obviously he's a rookie. He's just started in the NHL and he's already like in the playoffs. But he was fantastic. What did you think of his game?
I got so excited every time he touched the puck. Like, his speed, even getting back on defense too. He's so quick to get back. He looked confident. Like, he didn't look nervous or like scared to play in this first playoff game. He had a lot of good chances. Like you said, at the beginning there, the first power play right off the bar, that would have been insane if that went in. But yeah, and Ducharme was using him, double shifting him at the end there. He was on with the extra man. So I really liked his play. I wish he could have put one in there, but yeah, him and Suzuki were playing really well together, and especially if there were fans there, he would have been pumped up.
That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome to see. I mean, like he generated so much, and let me look at the stats real quick. He finished the game with 3 shots on goal. He had 1 hit. Like, he was actually involved in more than one way
in the physical game.
Yeah, that's it. He had 15 minutes on ice. Like, that's more than Galley. That's more than Armia. That's more than Byron. That's more than Tatar. That's more than Perry. So that Ducharme actually trusts him, and that's good for his confidence there. He's going to stay in the lineup tomorrow. Like, he definitely earned his spot there. But speaking of like line changes, today was a bunch of different lines. What do you think it'll look like tomorrow? Are we rolling the same lines again?
Yeah, I honestly liked how they started the game. And then it was kind of hard to tell once Lehkonen got hurt. But I liked Gallagher, Toffoli, Kotkaniemi. I liked Suzuki and Caufield in their line. I wonder who comes in. Is Jake Evans healthy, or is Frolik going to come in? Like, is Lehkonen out? That's also going to be hard to tell. For me, the biggest thing with Lehkonen getting injured is the double shifting and the shifting of the lines. Like, if we could have kept our set lines from the beginning of the game tonight, maybe they would have had more energy in them. And like, not that they looked slow in the second again, but yeah, I don't know how much the lines are going to change. Ducharme seems to be surprising us every game though, so you can't really tell.
No, that's it. He's textbook Claude Julien right now. He's pulling lines out of his ass like it's nothing. But I was really surprised to see, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised to see this morning when Tatar wasn't supposed to play, and then Stahl was injured. But he did play tonight. He finished with an assist, which is nice.
Well. He played well.
He did play well. He got his first shot on goal this series. He actually did not have a shot on goal this series, so he got that tonight. He finished with 13 minutes game time.
He had a really close chance there on a wraparound. He tried to shove it in. That would have been. Oh, it just hurts me when it comes so close.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, there was a comment here. Actually, I'm curious what you think. About Romanov coming in. I mean, because it is a physical series, and the Habs need to be physical if they want a chance at winning. Mm-hmm. Romanov, I mean, he is young and could be some risky plays. Tonight, I'd have to say Merrill made a couple, like, usually we don't notice him, which is great, but tonight I kind of noticed a couple turnovers there where I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
But also there's that issue that Romanov doesn't play on the right side. So if he does come in, it would be Kulak coming out. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm looking over at the stats here. Merrill is alongside Kulak, the only defenseman to finish with a +1. All the other defensemen finished with a -1. So him and Kulak finished with +1. Merrill had 3 blocks tonight, which is almost like Ben Chirot had 4. That's the most on the team. So I like that Merrill blocked, 3 shots. He had 1 giveaway and 13 minutes on ice. So, I mean, at this point, like, we're down 2-1. He didn't play awful, but I feel like Romanov could bring a little something else. Like, Romanov's physicality is something we really need right now, and his energy. You see him on the bench, he's like on crack or something, and he just wants to go on the ice and hit everybody. So I feel like that's something we need right now. I don't know if we take Kulak or Merrill out. Kulak finished with a +1, 0 shots on goal, 0 hits, 0 blocks, 0 giveaways. His stat line is just as 1 and a bunch of zeros. So both of them, they're just kind of there. They're reliable. Like, there's nothing bad, but I think bringing in Romanov could maybe do something good for us.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. And yeah, exactly. Like, and with fans there, just talking about Romanov and bringing jump. I found when Cole Caufield got going, his teammates would get going with him. Like, he brought speed and energy that I think we didn't have in the prior games. So maybe bringing Romanov is going to be key. But yeah, there's not really like a extreme reason to take out Kulak or Merrill. So I guess we'll see what Ducharme has. Having a back-to-back game, will he want to rest one of those D? Like, I don't know. Probably not in playoffs. Yeah. But no, I was just reading some of the comments, and it's that much more frustrating that we had a lot of chances, especially early in the third and early in the first and in the third. Like, Gallagher, that pass from Toffoli, almost scored in the beginning. Suzuki almost scored. Like, we were on their doorstep a bunch of times, and Campbell played well, but yeah, it would have taken just like a lucky bounce, and it could be 2-1 Habs right now. So that's the frustrating point, and tomorrow's a huge game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were touching a little bit on the power play here, and man, it's not good. We haven't scored 1 power play goal in the series so far. So, I mean, no matter how much you change the combinations and whatnot, like, what do you think needs to happen in order to get the power play going?
My one thing, like, I think they succeed when they have 2 defense. It's the winger up on the point. I don't think it works that well. I don't know I can't think of a specific, like, they probably have throughout the season, but I can't think of a specific play where they've really capitalized on using that winger at the point. And Petrie was on for a lot of the power play, and yeah, he's quarterbacking it, but then he gets caught pinching, and it's 2 forwards on D on the other way, like for going back towards Price and stuff. So I don't know. I would really like to see 2 defense on the power play.
I agree with you. I mean, I remember earlier in the season we had Webby and Petrie rolling the first unit, and that was money. Like we
It
were
was
actually,
working.
yeah, we were doing great with those two. So I'm not like, just like you, I'm not a fan of the 1D strategy, and that's another reason to bring in Romanov, because if you have Petrie and Weber on the first one, who do you have on the second? Right? Maybe Romanov,
Edmonton.
Chirot, Edmondson.
Yeah.
Who do you put in there? But I like the idea of two defensemen. That's really good.
Yeah. So I was seeing this Perry. What did you think of Perry tonight? I think he had some good chances, good passing play. He was getting beaten up. But
Yeah, I mean that pass to
I love that.
Suzuki on his goal was
Oh yeah.
amazing. I love that. I love that. So I mean, I'm looking at Perry's stat line, and it's pretty stacked. I mean, he finished with a +1. Obviously, he had an assist. He finished with two shots on goal. Sorry, 3 hits and 1 giveaway in 12 minutes. So I'm loving Perry. I mean, he's been consistent the whole way through this season. So we have to keep him in the lineup, and I really hope he's not injured. When he had that little thing with Simmonds there, and he fell down awkwardly.
He went to the room for a bit.
That scared the shit out of me. I'll be honest. Like we can't lose a guy like Perry right now. He's so important for us. Yeah, you really hope he's fine for next game. But I mean, it seems like we're getting hammered in the injury department right now. Like Lehkonen goes down, and there's a few players on the team you can see they have like nagging injuries. I mean, Galley doesn't seem all there. Webby doesn't seem all there. There's a few guys there that have little nagging injuries. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, especially in such a tight game. Like I'd say it's been a messy game, like a messy series, but the Habs need to clog it up and play messy if they're going to beat the Leafs. Like they can't give them any space out there.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to ask you about Anderson. Like he was killer in game 1, and he's still a beast out there. But I found tonight he'd get his opportunities and then he'd just take a shot. I love seeing Anderson like crash the net, like power forward the way he usually does. And I didn't notice him doing that tonight. What do you think?
I saw the same thing. I mean, he took shots from too far away, and he has a great shot, right? He needs to use it. I mean, he finished the game with 4 shots on goal, but I love that he had 6 hits tonight. He was the player with the most hits. So I'm really happy to see that. He's getting involved physically, and that's what we need from him. But before the series even started, me and Brando were talking, and I said that Anderson would be the most important piece in the Habs. Well, aside from Carey Price, of course, but we all know that. But I said like, Anderson's going to play a big role for us, and he's going to be so important, and he is. Like, again, three games in a row now, he's been fire, and obviously first game he was on another level. But I loved Anderson. But one thing I need to go back to here is like last game, a lot of people blame the refs. Rightfully so on a few occasions there. There's a few penalties and missed calls that, changed the game. Tonight wasn't the case. The refs were fair. I had no real complaints except for that one penalty after the scrum. Like there was a scrum behind the net, and then Anderson gets a penalty on that one. I didn't appreciate. I didn't understand it even.
I didn't understand.
It was weird. But like we can't blame the refs on this one. Not whatsoever. This was really just the first 2 periods. The first 2 periods killed us, and especially the second. Just
it's just frustrating. Like the 5-1 loss, we got like, okay, it's fine, but when it's this close and it makes them go up 2-1, like you said, dagger in the heart. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. There's like talk that Allen was going to go in tomorrow or something, but Ducharme was asked right away, is Price playing tomorrow? And he just said, yeah, like no surprise there.
You have to.
Like obviously Price is playing tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, we're not going to keep you guys for too long tonight. Another big game tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be more of a positive spin. Did you have any more points to touch on from tonight?
I mean, I was just going to ask you what you'd expect from tomorrow. Like I wanted to touch on Allen and Price, that debate, but I mean, it's pretty clear cut. The way Price is playing, it doesn't matter if it's a back-to-back or not. This isn't regular season. There's no load management here. This is playoffs, right? you need your best player on the ice at all time, and that's Carey Price. So there's no question. Like, all due respect to Jake Allen, he's fantastic. He was amazing for us this season, but you can't have him in the playoffs. Come on, like it's Carey Price. Seriously.
And we could talk about Price all night. Like, just watching his focus and he's so on. Even he loves playing the puck. He cuts off the rims every game. A couple times tonight, I think he passed it to a Leaf and then he gets in front of the net. Like, that happens often, but like, you just know he's going to save it. So we're not worried about Price. We just wish that the guys could put the puck in their net a couple more times for Price. Another guy I was thinking of actually is Toffoli. Like, he doesn't look bad or anything, but just thinking of how much he produced during the regular season, I'd love to see him get on the score sheet more.
He's another guy that kind of looks hurt a little bit. Like,
maybe
I don't know. He's not doing the things he used to do, and I don't know if it's the playoffs getting to him or whatever. I mean, this guy won the Stanley Cup, so he shouldn't be that. But no, I think there is a little nagging injury there. But like, another thing I noticed tonight is, like, whenever we got into the Leaf zone, we looked nervous. That's always my first thought. Like, as soon as we got in, we were just headless chickens trying to find a pass, and then we just give it away. So, like, what do you think needs to change about that?
Yeah, that's what frustrates me sometimes too, is they seem to be just panicking and passing to no one, dumping it in, or just trying like a behind the back pass to the Leafs. So it's like the tape to tape passes that seem to be a bit like we're missing. And yeah, entering the zone, they seem to have trouble, especially on the power play. Watching the Leafs set up in our zone easily in their power play, they have all the time in the world. And then we just can't get through the neutral zone and enter the zone safely. Either Petrie like skates it in and tries to dish. It works sometimes. Yeah. Other times he's caught deep. But yeah, I don't know what has to change for their zone entries. I'm sure they're practicing it and trying their best, but the Leafs are really good at stopping them up at the blue line. But yeah, it does get frustrating, and hopefully they'll talk about it and figure out a new way to enter the zones, because yeah, I agree with you.
That's it. I'm just looking over at the comments here, and Cooper hits the nail on the head. Like, he said, it's always dump and chase. It's always dump and chase. Like, what's that about? Like, I agree with that. I mean, you know, it's like you're trying the same thing over and over again, and it's never working, right? So why are you keep doing it? Like, it's the definition. It's the definition of insanity. That's what it is. Like, we're insane right now. So
they're tiring themselves out doing that over and over again.
It's something that doesn't work anymore. Like, it used to work at one point. You know, there was a good system around it, but like, every team knows how to stop a dump and chase now. It's just textbook. So, like, every rush chance that we got seemed to be like a solo rush. You know, Caufield comes in, Suzuki comes in, Petrie comes in, but there's no one else. It's that one guy that comes in and gets the puck taken away from him. Like, we need to rush like 5 guys like the Leafs do. That's why they're so good at getting into the zone and staying there. So,
yeah, exactly. Like, rush and don't hold on to it for too long and dish it out to your player. I mean, obviously it's easier said than done. Like, we're not in the NHL, but like, you know what we mean. It is frustrating. Sorry, I was seeing this comment. Yeah, we definitely miss Drouin. He's another guy who usually steps it up in the playoffs, and we just feel bad for whatever he's going through and wish him the best. But yeah, it sucks not having him a part of the lineup.
Yeah, regardless of what people think he did this regular season, he was a playmaker. He was a huge playmaker for us. The assist column was very high up, so definitely a guy that we're missing right now. He'd fit perfectly in this lineup. Sorry, but like you said, it's hockey comes second right now for him. Like, we don't know what's going on. We don't want to know. That's his business, and we'll leave him be. We'll leave him get better and be back for next season. But it would definitely be nice to have him right now.
For Louisiana.
Sure. Nice. Thank you, Antoine.
But yeah, one positive from tonight, we stayed out of the box a bit better than game 2. So we'll take that. They were more disciplined, I guess, in that area, less crazy sticks and cross-checking. But not to talk about the refs and stuff, but I feel like there were some missed calls maybe here and there. But
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
that was more of like a playoff officiating game. I
Yeah.
feel like they let the boys play like that. That I appreciated. There's a few times that if it's the regular season, that's definitely a penalty. Simmonds could have gotten like 4 tonight, but
Close to a
that's the
headshot
playoffs.
on Gallagher there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
like that.
No, that he lifted his skates like he went in the air to hit Galley, but whatever,
They're
Galley's
gonna
fine.
say principal point of contact was the body, but his shoulder hit his head like right away.
Whatever.
So I don't know.
That's
It's
bullshit. We all
really
know that.
yeah.
Come on, but
There's a lot of Leafs fans in this chat.
really, well,
I mean, yeah, welcome. Like,
yeah, well, we're a whole we're
say
welcoming
what
to
you want.
everybody. Yeah,
I mean, and it's 2-1. I know the Leafs are heavily favored, but it's 2-1. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. It could be 3-0. It's not. There's another game tomorrow, so it's literally like one game at a time.
That's it. The series is not lost. Like we can definitely get back into it, and we saw what we can do in the third period. The third period was super encouraging, and I agree with Drew Deeks here because we scored 2 in the first game, we scored 1 last game, and we scored 1 again this game. That's 4 goals in 3 games.
We need more.
That's a problem.
Tonight,
it's a huge problem.
We had the chances tonight. Like I keep just thinking of that pass across to Gallagher at the beginning. If that went in, obviously you can always play the if buts and whatevers, but like if Caufield's post went in, like we had a lot more chances, which was encouraging tonight. I don't know how much they're gonna change for next game, but if they're getting those chances, like a lucky bounce should come our way eventually.
Yeah, if he's okay, if he's good to go, I'd love to see Lecky get a dirty one in. But if Lecky doesn't come back in the lineup, what do you think the lines look like? Who do we bring in?
Like, is Frolik our option? I don't know how close Jake Evans is. It'd be nice to get him back in. He's huge in the face-off circles. But yeah, is Frolik? I think Frolik's our only option if they're all injured.
Well, if say Evans and Lecky are out, we have the I forget what it's called, the Black Aces, I think, from there's a few players from Laval that we have access to. Like we can actually bring them in. So I'm thinking someone like like
Drew just said, Belzile.
Oh, Paling maybe. Is Paling available?
Hurt? No, he had surgery. I think he's done for the season.
That
would have been awesome.
I would have loved to see Paling in the playoffs here, because he was fantastic in Laval. He got his confidence back, and he was awesome. But another guy I was thinking about is Belzile here, like Drew said. Belzile, he's fantastic in Laval, and he got a few games here with us this year too. So, might as well bring him. But it's between those guys and Frolik for sure.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Thank you to DD. Like, I know they're a Leafs fan, but thank you so much.
We'll take it.
And it's positive comments, nothing negative. Like,
there you go.
We respect you cheering on your team. Like,
we like that. We like that.
We love hockey. So thank you. But yeah, who knows if they'll touch the Black Aces? Because it's true, Frolik hasn't played in a long time. But yeah, other than that, I don't know how much he'll change the lines.
Yeah, it's again, like, I wouldn't want to be Ducharme. I've said it many times this season, but I would not want to be Dominique Ducharme right now. He has some difficult decisions ahead, but Cole Caufield is not one of them. He has secured his spot in the playoffs in the lineup. And there's no question about it. Just one more guy that I feel like we should touch on is Wayne Simmonds, because he was Wayne Simmonds tonight. Like, you got to respect that. At the end of the day, that's what he's there for. He's there to get into players' minds. He's there to agitate. So, he had some sneaky little hits there. I didn't really like the hit on Galley, but
he's a guy you want on your team, but you hate playing against him.
That exactly. Like, you'd love to have him on the Habs, but we got to find a way to counter that, because he's doing too much right now.
Yeah, and I think, like, just to touch back on what you're saying about Caufield, I think he'll even come back stronger next game. I think Ducharme will give him more ice time next game. And like we said, anything can happen. Like, Price will shut the door another game at the Bell Center. Who knows? But we gotta hold out hope, you know. I think we've done a good job of shutting down Marner. Honestly, he hasn't really. I don't want to jinx anything. Like we need to shut down Nylander for sure. He's been good.
My God, Nylander. That slimy bastard. He's too good. But now Marner tonight had 5 shots on goal with 24 minutes ice time, with 1 assist, obviously the assist on the game winner. Man, what a player. You got to respect that no matter who you're cheering for. Like this guy
sure.
and Matthews, even Morgan Rielly tonight. Morgan Rielly was really impressive. I have to say, like, you know, that obviously had a nice goal, the game winner, but just in general.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say he was mad at himself on the Suzuki goal, and then he came back and scored. So
that's it.
That goal was rough. Like it kind of seemed like for a moment the Habs just shut down and they capitalized right away. But it's gonna happen. The Habs. I was happy to see that they didn't score when the whole line was caught out there for like 2 minutes, 30 seconds at that point. That was brutal.
It was rough.
That really shouldn't happen, but I'm glad that the Leafs didn't score on that. So it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, no, seriously. And I mean, the first power play too, the first 4 minutes that Galchenyuk got for smacking Galley in the face with his stick.
Oh my God.
We got one shot on goal. We got 1 shot on goal in that is sad. Like we can't, that's not good.
That shot doesn't count Caufield's crossbar, but no, you have a 4-minute power play. They spent it falling back into their zone, trying to set up from their defensive zone. Like, yeah, it's just, so actually this is interesting. Do you think the Habs are being out-coached?
I wouldn't go that far because I don't know what Sheldon Keefe is doing, like something special that's out coaching them. I don't think it's a coaching battle. I think it's a goalie battle at the end of the day. Like Jack Campbell was fantastic. I mean, we haven't touched on him yet, but we have to. I mean, Jack Campbell, he's a bit shaky, and that's something that we need to capitalize on. Like some saves. Some saves he was like looking around like, oh shit, do I have it? You know, but at the end of the day, he made the saves, right? So, man, Jack Campbell was something else, and we need to we have been able to beat him before. He can be beaten.
We just need better shots to test him, like, which hopefully they can get more of like they did tonight. But yeah, to touch on if they're being outcoached, I think on paper, individual player wise, like the Leafs have way better individual players. So if they're being outplayed in any area like that, I think it's more on the ice than behind the bench. But we are giving them a run for their money, and that's honestly all we can ask for. But it would be nice to score more goals, like you said, on Jack Campbell.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the time on ice too, and that's a big indicator for the outcoached argument. And I have no problem with what Dominique Ducharme did tonight, like rolling the players. You know, the guy with the most time on ice tonight was Shea Weber with 24 minutes, and then Jeff Petrie with 22. You know, those are your 2 best defensemen. You got to have them on the ice. And then in the forwards, the guy with the most ice time was Philippe Danault and Nick Suzuki afterwards. Again, your two best centers. You got to have them on the ice. So I don't think it falls on Ducharme. It's just right now we're being out talented, I guess you could say. Like these.
But
guys,
again, it was so close.
Exactly. We still held our own. Like the shots finished 29-29. The faceoffs were 50-50. We out hit them 37-28. But we did have 13 giveaways and they only had 9. So
there you go.
We're still in this.
The shots in the third even was crazy. It was like 12-3, like halfway through the third for us. Like we really came out to play. But yeah, like you said, we were still in it. I don't know if I want to see Danault having the most ice time, just based on like against Matthews, he just seems to struggle on the faceoffs. He's good against like Matthews. Obviously, he's really good, but I noticed like Anderson winning more faceoffs against Matthews tonight. And the one thing I just don't like is when Ducharme throws Danault on specifically for the draw with like another line, and then he's caught on the ice tired, so then his line comes on and he's kind of double shifting. Like I find they've been caught like that a couple times and get scored on, and I don't know. I'd rather just have the center on the ice take the draw, and I mean it's Austin Matthews, so you have to try your best, but
That's
They're
it.
important draws. But yeah, it's still Austin Matthews.
That's it. I mean, Danault finished with I think 42% on faceoffs, which it's not good enough if you're a Philippe Danault. You're supposed to be the first line center.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be
exactly.
the shutdown guy to stop Matthews from coming in. And Matthews is winning everything. Every faceoff, every one-on-one battle, he's winning them. So Phil really needs to get back into the form that he was at the end of the season. I really liked what he did at the end there. Right now, Matthews is just outplaying him straight up. That's all that needs to be said.
Sure. Just to touch on a little positive note, I like this comment. So you get 2010 Cap Series. We won games 1, 5, 6, and 7. That was so exciting. I remember that year, but
yeah,
let's win game 4 and keep it less stressful.
That was nice.
It's a good comment.
That was also 11 years ago, so it's far in the past. Far in the past. Oh my God. The brick wall. But
that was exciting.
That whole team was something else. But we can definitely do it. Like we won game 1, and tonight we were very much in this. Like all we needed is one shot to go in, and that's it. We were winning it. So it's not over. It's not over. That's all we have to say right now.
No. So I think we'll start to wrap up here. I mean, obviously it's a bit sad, but another game tomorrow. And like you said, it's one bounce that goes in, and it could have been overtime, and anything happens in overtime. So I don't know what's going on right now in the Edmonton-Winnipeg game. That's a pretty crazy series.
Yeah, right now it's 2-1 Winnipeg after the first. Yeah.
I'm surprised Smith got the start again.
Really? Wow. No, I wouldn't put Koskinen in any situation. That guy's not even an AHL goalie. I'm sorry. Like if there's any Oilers fans here, I'm sorry. I've seen him play, and he couldn't even play in the AHL. So you have to put Mike Smith in. He actually played well for Edmonton. But that's an interesting series for sure. Like I think nobody had Winnipeg sweeping, nonetheless winning. Like I had Winnipeg in 7.
Especially after the end of their season that they had.
They were awful. But no, I knew like Winnipeg is a playoff team. They're built for the playoffs, and don't forget they have one of the best goalies in the league. Like Connor Hellebuck is nuts.
He's crazy.
So I'm not surprised that Winnipeg is winning, but sweeping, that's another story. Like I nobody expected that.
And then obviously the Habs needed to end stronger, but we were close to maybe playing Edmonton at the end there. Imagine.
That would have been nice. Would have been
good, yeah. But no, you feel bad for McDavid and obviously the entire team. But
that's one thing I don't understand is like, why is Ken Holland not like going all out right now? Because this is prime time McDavid. Right now he's in his prime, right now. Why are you not giving up every draft pick for like a number 1 goalie, some good defense, some good wingers with McDavid? Like, I do not understand why Edmonton is playing it safe. Okay, this guy's the best player in the league. He will get you in the playoffs, but he won't win you the cup. You need a team. So, anyways, that's my little rant for the Oilers there.
No, I agree. Sorry, I just saw someone's comment asking about Lecky. I haven't seen news yet. I just checked and I saw Sheldon Keefe apparently said he'll announce tomorrow his starting goalie. He said it'll depend on how Campbell's feeling, but nothing's confirmed as of now.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Imagine Anderson comes out tomorrow. Who knows?
Jeez.
I don't think he will. I think Campbell will play, but he's keeping it a mystery.
It would be interesting if Anderson got the start, but I don't think he would.
I don't think so.
No, I don't see it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all the social medias. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in after a tough loss, heartbreaking, but we're still in it. So we're not out until we're out.
Yeah. And I mean, this Wednesday, we got a big show coming. Andrew Shaw is joining Dale and Brandon on We See Wednesdays. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a really fun interview.
Yeah, it'll be exciting together.
Make sure to tune in for that. And we always have Crushing Cans on Fridays. Autour de la Ligue. We skipped today's episode because we were a little bit busy, me and Nick, but do not worry, we'll get you next week. Les partisans francophones, on va l'avoir l'épisode la semaine prochaine, inquiétez-vous pas. So that's about it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, go Habs go. Again, it was 1 goal difference. I know it's huge, but could have gone either way. So let's just hope for the best tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's it. Fingers crossed.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.